Yeah, there's a few different ways I guess mum and dad can help. There's cash, which is great when mum and dad want to help with cash, but often that comes with a loan attached to the back of that sort of a gift as well. I guess we see lots of letters saying non-repayable gift, but how many of those are non-repayable? Not sure. But in terms of cash available, not many parents have the deposit size to give to their children. But what they do have in general is plenty of equity in a property if they've owned it for a period of time. So this works well for first home buyers, investment or owner occupied. So I know that most of you would have more than one investment property or potentially trying to get one off the ground. So, or have children that you're trying to help invest as well. So I just wanted to run through it quickly. There's a couple of different structures that we look at, or that lenders look at when they're looking at guarantors. And I guess one of the questions that we do get often is, dad earns a lot of money, he's happy to guarantee the loan, which is no longer allowed. You can't have a servicing guarantee anymore. So you can't have dad helping serviceability. You can only have dad helping on a security guarantee. So they can only give you equity in property. They can't help you with funds, basically with income. So the first lending structure is done in one loan, nice and clean. So we've got Bill and Jenny, they're buying a home for $800,000. They've been offered assistance from mum and dad. The total lending is $800,000. They've got $45,000 to cover stamp duty and costs. So they're wanting to borrow 100% of the property value. They can absolutely do that. One loan, $800,000. The guarantors and the borrowers are all on one loan. The first security is Bill and Jenny's property that's valued at $800,000, and the second security is in the form of a limited guarantee, which is what the parents like to see. They don't want to put their whole home up, so it's actually done in the form of a limited guarantee against their home. Lenders prefer to see the home being put up as an investment property, ideally. If it's owner occupied, often the lenders will want to see that mum and dad are actually still working and can cover the debt. Banks do not want to throw mum and dad out of their owner occupied home. So if it all went pear-shaped, they certainly want the parents to be able to cover any guaranteed amount if it's over the owner occupied home. So limited guarantee sitting against mum and dad's property. The benefit of this is the total security given to the bank is $1 million for the $800,000 loan, so it's 80%. So the kids in effect have borrowed 100% value of the property, but they've escaped mortgage insurance because it's actually an 80% loan. So the benefit of this is, one, they don't have to save for as long. Two, they avoid mortgage insurance, and it gets them into a property sooner. The second structure, and this is lender-based, so CBA do it this way, where they would do two loans. The first loan is purely in Bill and Jenny's name, and it's $640,000 being 80% of the $800,000 purchase. So that sits perfectly just in their names. The second loan is for $160,000, which is against both properties. So it uses the guarantor's property and the $800,000 property that Bill and Jenny have bought. And both the guarantors and the borrowers are on that second loan. Often the parents like this structure because it gives a clear loan target for the kids to kind of pay down. But the other one's not too difficult either. Once the loan hits 80%, they can free up the guarantee. So that's generally how the mum and dad bank works. It's very rarely is it cash. It's more in the form of equity and guarantors is sort of how we're seeing it, and there's a couple of different ways to structure it. But what I would always recommend to people is the insurance side of it, to make sure that the kids are covered. Basically, if there's something happened to either of them, that the debts are cleared purely for the fact of mum and dad, peace of mind of what can happen if something does go wrong like that.